Oh, give you a kind of look here at what we're doing here. So let's see. We got a lot of stuff happening this morning. We got the whole team here, ready to go. Got some people sleeping on the couch. And we enter the pantheon that is Jumbie's palace here. It's all the artwork we're bringing to the Uplift and into NFTs. Yeah, I got something special behind me here. Little sneak peek. All right.
Welcome to a special edition of the Uplifter Show with NFTerraMike, who's going to tell us all about Jumbie Art, the Portal event that's up and coming, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It'd be really cool right now if I had like a special video to play, but I don't. I mean, I do. We could do this. It's not really today, but I like this one. And I think you guys are doing it up well enough that we can get away with it.
That's cool.
I'm not the bubble. 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 I'm not the bubble.
It's not NFT game day, but it may as well be. I mean, we met not so long ago, it seems like a few days ago, really. And in crypto time, that says a lot because usually things don't pan out that like that. But it really was. I was posting this on Twitter. Please tweet this out and share this around because there's some really cool stuff that we're going to talk about here today. But we recently did a post on the Boardwalk Exit 81, which is a small little build kind of north of, central spawn in the Genesis sector. And what's interesting is, please don't take offense to this because I want to say this, and it's really important that like everyone understands. It's amazing what you guys are doing beyond the metaverse, and the showcase that you're planning on putting together in the Uplift World is just beginning. But like, it's nuts. There's a lot of really amazing builders and a lot of great builds and a lot of really cool projects in the Uplift. And I would say many of them actually, outdo some of the things that we see in real life. In your case, what's going on in real life is as epic as it comes, right? And I'm just so happy that you guys are part of the Uplift, even though you're moving a little bit slow, like your words, not mine, to get all of these things in order. But the things that you are doing, the crazy ideas that you guys have down there, where you're sitting right now, this portal event that's coming out, Las Vegas, the home of Hunter S. Thompson, all of this crazy shit coming to the fore for this like live release of stuff that like we don't even, I can't even comprehend right now, right? Darkness Rising, he was on a stream of ours the other day, 17 hours and counting. He's waiting right here in line, in a tent, in a sleeping bag, flask of whiskey, and weed is all I need. Someone will wake me up when it's 4:20. I mean, yeah, you guys, welcome to the show, NFTerraMike. Again, you were this little tiny build at the north part of Genesis that I had the pleasure of talking to you about. And then when I dove in and realized all the crazy stuff that you guys are doing in the real world, it blew my mind, right? And so, yeah, tell us everything. Who are you? What do you do? Who is Jumbie Art? Give us the 3.5 minute version, play, final, ending, start of the game type of thing.
So I'm Mike. I've been an artist pretty much most of my life. And, I moved out to Vegas a couple of years ago, and I linked up with some people. I always say blessed to be trained by legends. I got to be trained in the art of tie-dye by a bunch of legends, and that's where I met Jumbie. And he does a lot of work for a lot of people. He's got his own clothing company. You can see I got the Hunter shirt on today to commemorate the day. This is a Jumbie piece right here that we're wearing. So basically what Jumbie does is he takes places that aren't cool and makes them cool. And and so I'll show you right now, like kind of where we're at. Here's our backyard. Like pretty much everything's wrapped in art. On the walls, he's got like backyard art on all the walls. Color changing lights hit them all. Let's see. You can kind of see the pool. Let's see this. So basically, Jumbie takes spaces that aren't colorful and makes them really colorful. And so what we're trying to do is kind of recreate that in the Uplift and just kind of make it colorful, make things colorful. You can kind of see like head to toe, we're a pretty colorful bunch of humans out here. And so what we're doing today is we have a launch event party, and I have a kind of a special surprise. We can sort of take a look at this really quick.
Nice.
So what portals are is a way for us to display digital art in the physical world. So if you've ever printed something like a piece of digital art, here, I'm going to show you here. If you print it on like canvas, okay, there's Anubis, right? And he's on canvas right there. And, it's cool. It's a beautiful picture. I can kind of get up closer here and show you. I mean, it's a beautiful image. But when you put something on a portal, you take that art and we put it on the portal. Well, I'm trying to use my camera here like backwards. So that's what a portal is right there. It's like a backlit piece of art, right? So there's a bunch of LEDs behind that. And
are you sure they're LEDs? Are you sure they're not sea lanterns?
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. We build them. I think I sent you a video of them being built.
No, I do. But you know how we light up. You know how we light up images in the Uplift World, right? The best way to light up images in the Uplift World is sea lanterns. So it's great.
This is true. You're right. These are a bunch of thousands of sea lanterns.
Thousands of little mini sea lanterns, right? Yeah.
And so this is kind of what Jumbie does. Is he takes art. And he's a spectral artist, which is kind of a new term that we're sort of launching out into the world. What is a spectral artist? It's kind of like if you've ever written like a secret message, and then you take a UV light and you put a UV light on it. All of a sudden, a secret message kind of pops out. That's the same thing here. The artwork that Jumbie creates, if you hit it with different color lights, different things happen. And so you can see kind of behind me. Back there is those are 9-foot masterpieces. Those are all the elementals back there. And like as the lights hit them, they kind of change and things happen as the different wavelengths hit. So all around, we have all this color changing artwork that we're trying to bring to the world, because as soon as people see it, they're like, wow, that's really cool, you know, but they didn't know that that existed. And then all of a sudden they see it and they're like, wow, I have to have that. That's really cool. So now we finally have portals available for people. And Jumbie thought, like, why keep this technology just for myself? You know, and it just so happened to come on the back of like NFTs becoming one of the most popular things in the world. And NFTs are art, they're digital art. And it was just the perfect time for us to say, well, we can offer this technology to pretty much everyone. You know, if you're an NFT artist, or if you're just an artist, you don't have to be an NFT artist, but if you're an artist and you want a way to display your NFTs, you know, not just in a metaverse or not just in your pocket or on a website, you can now have them printed out and put up on a wall, and they change color, and it almost looks like an iPad is hanging on your wall with that digital image. It's really high resolution. And so that's always been Jumbie's thing, is color changing lights on his art, make it kind of dance. And we're trying to bring that like spectral art movement to the world, and show other people like they can do it too. You know, if you're an artist, you can add this whole new layer of how people view your art, with different color lights, and all of a sudden magic starts happening.
Now, where I started this stream, I want to go back to that, because I think this is you know, a point that I see a lot. There's a lot of artists in the Uplift world. There's a lot of people who are building things in the Uplift world, and a lot of times I want to put their builds you know, up on our blog, and I want to promote them, and I want to put, you know, what they're doing out there, both in the real world and in other places. And a lot of times they say, well, we're not finished yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not ready yet, right? I got to put up more things. I got to build another building. I got to put up another tower. Well, not you, Mike. You came to me, and right away, within like 2 or 3 days, we had a whole post that we had put out, and it details the sorry. Yeah, okay. It details the whole you know, plot that you guys are undertaking, and it also details this portal event. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And so what's cool about it is that I mean, I just love this image. I will be 100% honest about it. I made it, and it's of a photo that you took, Mike, that happened at the Halloween concert, I guess, right? At the Halloween, what was it called that you guys covered?
Oh, we were at EDC, yeah.
Yeah, the EDC thing. And like, you sent me a bunch of photos that like I didn't even make it into this post because they were a little bit, you know, less Jumbie related. And I was just like, man, these are awesome. Something about this tree, I just loved it. So I had to use it in the cover image. Now, your pod is kind of cool because you designed it. You designed it from, you know, the Boardwalk in Jersey. Basically, so I have a few questions as we work down the list, and then we'll look at some special art that's on the post. Are you a Jersey boy? I mean, are you?
I am born and raised.
Okay, good. And so instead of going on the show to become famous, you moved to Las Vegas, right? I guess that's how it works. But yeah, so this is basically, you know, based on, I love it, Jersey Shore, Exit 81. And it's just this giant, you know, kind of interesting ladder that you take up, and you can, you know, paddle some boats down. There's a massive sign. You've got glitchdrip.com here. Tell us about glitchdrip.com. What's glitchdrip.com?
So that was an undertaking for like metaverse clothing. Basically taking a bunch of crazy like spectral art designs and wrapping them around t-shirts and pants, and you know, you can have those in real life as well. So that's kind of what that was. That was a project I started like in maybe June, just kind of attaching NFTs to clothing, you know, so you can buy a shirt, you know, in real life that's hopefully going to be in a metaverse somewhere soon. It's kind of like a whole line of avatar clothing. That's it's more of a spectral art thing, but that's everything. Phone cases, like I don't like the idea that we use a lot of plastic on our phone cases, so we created biodegradable phone cases that are like
Out
plant
of
food.
mushrooms? Did you do them out of mushrooms? I mean,
You know what? I'm not sure exactly what they're made of, but it is biodegradable, and it's plant food. So when you're done with your phone case, you can like throw it in your backyard, and the plants will eat it.
That's great.
So that's kind of what that was. We've added another sign to that actually since. My best friend back in Jersey, he's pretty much the main builder on the plot, and he's just had a lot of fun with this. He saw some attention, and then he was getting paid. He didn't realize that you get paid to be in the game. So he built that sign, and he's like, "Dude, did you send me like $80?" And I was like, "No." And so now he's super excited. He's just finding all sorts of things to build, and but it's a lot of ideas that we had, because when we first saw that the Uplift was coming to the world the beginning of the year, I mean, it was a really exciting thing. I had my ex-girlfriend had a son who's like super into Minecraft, and he's super intelligent, and just everything Minecraft he loved. And I saw this and was like, wow, like, look at this, here's this game, but it's really not a game. Here's this world that exists that you can get your kids into, and like start teaching them about finances and cryptocurrencies, and they're playing a game, but they're also like accidentally learning like some really valuable life skills. And I immediately jumped on board. Me and my friends got together. We bought a land pack in Genesis. We split it between the three of us, and it was just an exciting thing. Like everywhere I go, I kind of talk about it, and people know now. They're like, "Oh, you have kids? Go talk to Mike about Minecraft." And they're like, so it's become this thing. Like I found myself as like a digital real estate agent for the Uplift, because it's just a great thing. I think if people know about it, they're going to want to get their families in and their friends in, and and it has really nothing to do with like, oh, we're going to get rich or anything like that. It's more of like a learning tool. Oh, here come the sprinklers. The sprinklers are turning on. Let me just move a few feet here.
Biodegradable and waterproof cases. That's what the cell phone cases are, by the way.
Right, that's what we need.
Yeah, I mean it's great. Like, and I see you've got a bunch of LEDs installed there for some of your art at a later date, which is and again, like, this might be a little bit out of date, right? Which is cool. Now, what's interesting about the T-shirt idea was that one of the T-shirts that you're wearing now, or is this a different company? Because I know Jumbie Art does T-shirts as well.
Yeah, this is a Jumbie masterpiece right here that we're wearing.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I had this idea once, and I think like blockchain and cryptocurrency could really like benefit this. Now, like, what if NFTbox is doing something really interesting. And what NFTbox is doing is NFTbox now allows you to distribute profits from an NFT that is bought or sold in the open market or on the drops between various people. So let's say you have a team of 3 people, you could distribute 33.33% to all of those members. But what's interesting about that is, imagine if an NFT was mapped directly to a piece of clothing. Now, when somebody buys the NFT, I don't know how much, 30-40% is baked in. It goes directly to the person who's going to create that piece of clothing. And then it just, the money sits there, right? And they're under contract. And as soon as that NFT is burned, right? As soon as that NFT is burned, maybe it's sent to a contract with an address or something like that. But as soon as it's burned, then that person would create the T-shirt and send it off in the mail. And this would be a really cool way to like open up the whole, system, because you got some of these amazing airbrushers who make T-shirts, and probably some of them are associated with you guys and your art that you're doing, right? But like a lot of times now, what we have to do is we have to go through these big companies. They're shipped halfway around the world. That's not necessarily environmental either, because to get the best deals, obviously, like you probably have to go, you know, beyond U.S. borders or beyond European borders, or even Japan borders, right? And so like this idea of like being able to match art and clothing, for example, to NFTs is pretty spectacular. However, you guys took it one step further. Again, going back to what I said, and you're bringing that from the metaverse, kind of in a way, back to everything that you guys are doing. So I'll scroll down here a bit. I love this backdrop of Niftydom, the castle in there. High five. I love your rendition of the high five sign for the punch sign get thing event. And at night, I mean, this is just an amazing plot. The way that you guys have
those were cool. I love the nighttime pictures. That was great.
Yeah, these are just really good, and it's just a really cool plot. Now, I had one complaint when I was making this, and that was that I had to send you an email and tell you that one of the descriptors for these images was off on the Wax blockchain, and that was like my only complaint that I had. And the reason that is because like I'm a little bit of a, like, everyone's a geek in their own way, but I'm like a big geek when it comes to like mythology, right? And you guys somehow managed to put this on the Wax blockchain, and you managed to take like, you know, almost 3 of my favorite deities ever and like throw them up there in this little collection that you guys have on Wax, which is pretty awesome, right? Like there's a Japanese goddess in there. There's a deity, volcano deity, I believe, from like Hawaii or something as well.
Pele and Shinatobe.
Yeah. And I used to live in Hawaii as well too. So like somehow like you're in my head and I can't get you out of there. You're wrapping it up. But I was like, oh, there's one descriptor that's missing, but that's good. So, you know, I would FOMO kind of hard into these because that's what I do. But yeah, these pieces of art are just like flipping brilliant. I think these are the ones that are represented on the, if I'm not mistaken, these are the ones that are on the, You've got them on both Ethereum and Wax, right?
Yes, but with the Ethereum pieces, what we're doing is we're putting other pantheons up there as well, but we haven't put the giant piece. See, the pictures that you're seeing right now, that's like the full piece. Right now on Wax, we just have like the top half of all the deities. And we're going to build out to the level 2 and the level 3 so that you end up with what you see here on your screen.
So that's going to be like a blends type of scenario then.
Correct. Yeah. Just kind of have some fun with it, you know, just because it's kind of fun. But the elemental, that's the elemental series. They're my favorite.
Yeah, like me too, actually.
The Jumbie's just, I don't know. He's a master at what he does, and he enjoys what he does, and the whole team loves working with him. And I mean, it's kind of similar to how like you guys are on your team, where, you know, no one's holding you hostage to keep your job. Like you want your job, you know, you wake up every day and you enjoy it. It's the same thing, like watching him create, you know, that started out as a blank screen. And then, you know, almost a year later, we have one of these masterpieces, you know, and we have them hanging up inside the house here. And I mean, just if you zoom in on some of these and the detail, there's images within the images,
right? You know, yeah, so these are pretty amazing, actually.
It's insane. And like I'm blessed to be able to work with Jumbie and the team and everyone and you guys. Like it's, you know, it is, NFTs are kind of a blessing. You know, I lost a lot of things last year, just the world and the way it was. I lost all my possessions. I lost my job. I almost lost my sanity.
Right.
Jury's still out on that one. Who knows? But NFTs kind of popped up, and I saw the ability for this technology to kind of take over the world, and all I wanted to do was run around to all my artist friends and teach them about it. Like that was, you know, people were kind of making fun of me. They're like, dude, you're like that doomsday guy on a soapbox telling us that the world is ending. I'm trying to tell everyone, like, listen, NFTs are going to change the world. They're changing everything, you know? And at first, you know, people think you're crazy or whatever, but then you get, you know, other people like Gary Vee. I don't know if you watch Gary Vee a lot, but he talked about NFTs like a lot. and I love it. I want to give him like a high five right now because he makes me sound less crazy, and so does Corey. When Corey's on talking about things, or when you're on, I can just point to you guys and go, look, they're
Yeah.
crazy too. You know, like maybe
Yeah,
we're just all
exactly.
crazy.
I mean, we're pretty crazy, but like some of the people that are in the audience are way more crazy than us, and that's why we love them, right? Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
TT shouted out, he's like, I need a Jumbie Art gallery in my Genesis. What about a portal?
Yeah.
Definitely, you should totally hook up with TC and get a portal. You know, it's kind of way up there in the north, but it's in a cool little area, and like there's an event there as well. So Big Ben says he's batshit crazy. I don't discount that. I wouldn't discount anyone in this audience. Like, you know, small town cowboy, lovely man. One of, you know, our favorite people, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Like, that dude is batshit crazy. He quit his job to be able to work, like, you know, in the space, building stuff in the Uplift, doing other things with Lad City. Like, I mean, you gotta respect all these people, right? I mean, but again, coming from your vantage point, from like, you've probably been crazy for a really long time. I mean, the second that you picked up and you moved to Las Vegas, before any of this Uplift stuff even happened, and you know, you went in search for, you know, your soul and something better and what you wanted to be a part of, and you found, you know, Jumbie and this fantastic group of people that you're working with. I'm sure the majority of people that you knew back home thought you were batshit crazy as well, right?
Absolutely.
So it's totally good. Yeah. I'm gonna try to play this. I'm not sure if it'll work, but this is really cool. Let's see. I might have to expand it. There we go. Because it is really cool.
Yeah, that's the Elemental series. That's
so
our
again,
digital.
yeah.
Trent put together that video, and something about all of Jumbie's pieces is they all lead into each other. So if you notice, as they were transitioning, the eyes are in the same spot, their arms are kind of in the same spot, so that as they transition, it kind of tells a story between all of the elements. And that's something that Jumbie does with all of his art, is all of the pieces, even stuff we haven't seen yet, everything leads to the next piece. So for example, we have a piece of Isis, and she's got an Ankh in her hand, and she's got, you know, the Book of the Dead. And then the next piece, it leads right into it, is Osiris, who, you know, as the story goes, you know, was chopped up and put in a box and sent down the river, and Isis had to find him. And that, all of those stories are told by Jumbie without words. It's just in the imagery, and that's where you kind of zoom really close in, and you can start to see, you know, how the story unfolds. And it's something amazing that Jumbie does, is when he creates a piece of art, he already knows the 7th or 8th piece that he's going to create, how it's going to link into the first one he's creating right now. And just to see the stories kind of come to life visually without using words is really cool. And that video is a good example of how they transition into one another. And that's our Trent. He's also on the Wax blockchain as Infinite Enterprises. He's been selling some NFTs and doing some things, and it's fun to see, like, you know, an artist make something and then someone else buy it and how excited they get. You know, he had no idea he had money in his Wax account. He's like, "Whoa, we sold NFTs," and we're high-fiving and stuff. It was cool. It was great to see that. And then he jumped on his computer right away and started making more, and he's got his whole next collection planned. And it's really awesome to see, like, artists have this outlet in the form of NFTs and Nifty blocks and Atomic Hub and OpenSea and whatever you're on, is you create something that someone else just absolutely falls in love with and has to have it. And that's a really great feeling as an artist, that it never gets old. It really doesn't ever get old.
Now, have you ever seen this? Do you know what this is?
No, that's cool though.
So this is a Tori, and Tories have like some kind of symbolic significance in Shintoism and in religion in Japan. And usually it's just one big kind of Tori at the top, at the front of a temple, right? And like before you walk in, you wash your hands and you walk through the Tori. But they've put these ones up now along this path. So you just go through Tori to Tori to Tori to Tori. This is how batshit crazy I am, because I was thinking about it. And I was like, wait a minute, if all of these portraits line up, then why couldn't you walk through one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next? I mean, that would be pretty trippy. And so my mind's like playing with this. My mind's playing with this idea of how would that work in the Uplift? You could do it with portals, however, that's rather expensive because you would have to, pay, and you're only like jumping a few blocks. But I wonder if you could do it with lighting, because you put the LEDs, as you call them, behind the. But I wonder if you just left the space in the middle. If you could just walk straight through, and it would give you enough light that you could line all of those elementals up and just like run through, and all the eyes would be in the same place, all the heads would be in the same place. That might be like super fun,
cool.
Like
that's a good idea. We might have to try that.
Right. Again, going back to what you were saying, like this is the thing, like again, like it's insane the amount that the amount of potential that you guys have to throw this plot in. And I know like it's only been a very short amount of time that you've been working on it, but already you said there's new stuff that we haven't seen, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah, like I'm excited. I do want to go in and do some gratitudes, but before we do that, let's go. I want to look at this as well, because another thing Jumbie has kind of carved a name out for themselves is these events, right? So there's all these events in this space that happen, and let's see, this one didn't load for me, but we can do it this way. Oh, I might have to download it. I have it somewhere. Anyway, I'll see if I can find it later. But this is the NFTportal launch party. It starts 11/11. I believe it starts at 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. You've got a bunch of stuff going on there. You've got music, so you got drinks, you got raffles, social media push, giveaways. One of the things that I'm pretty excited about is you guys are like Uplift is actually going to be there. They're going to have a presence there, but actually the metaverse is going to have a presence there because you guys pulled out all the stops for us. So thanks for that. But why didn't you explain how Uplift is going to be involved? Because I think this is really exciting as well.
So basically, like I said, I talked to all my friends about this, and the smart ones jumped on board right away. And they're all going to be there. They're all super excited because we're trying to teach people about everything that they don't know about. Sometimes crypto is scary for people, and NFTs are a term they hear on Good Morning America, and they don't really understand what it is. They don't understand wallets and exchanges and all this stuff. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to like have an event that's like a fun party atmosphere where we can teach you about it in like a safe way. You have a lot of people who are going to be able to help out, answer questions, troubleshoot, and get wallets on everyone's phones and make them understand, private keys are very important, and keep them safe with your passport, and just kind of, shuffle them into the space. This way we can talk about things. There's a lot of people that would love to jump in the Uplift with their kids or even just by themselves. They just don't know where to start. They're not really techie, they're not gamers, whatever the case is. So we're kind of trying to create an atmosphere that's like a fun party, music, drinks, tacos, and like-minded people, and show them, what the Uplift is and like what the metaverse is, because people hear that term like, well, what's a metaverse? And you get a bunch of different explanations. We're just going to show people, and we're going to fly around in the Uplift and show like the builds that people are doing, and just kind of give people an idea, of what's going on. And we're trying to do it, in a fun way. And we're releasing an amazing piece of art also. That's almost like the cherry on top. And
Yeah, so
like,
this is going to be the first ever. This is going to be the first ever portal release, right?
yes,
That you guys are doing, and like this is going to be the first of its kind ever at your studio and potentially in the world, right?
correct. Yep, this is the first one. I mean, it's pretty much, it's an awesome piece of art that Jumbie's taken a long time to create. It's over 1,200 layers of spectral art, and it's finally done. I mean, I think I sent you a video of like the LEDs being soldered in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a gargantuan undertaking to create these things. But you know, it's been 13 years. It's not like he just started this. This was 13 years in the making. The patents
Seriously,
are
this is 13 years. This piece of art
13.
took 13
Well,
years to make.
the technology and everything, all of that to get to this point. Because
Wow.
there's other portals that, you know, they're just as beautiful, but they don't do as much. The colors don't change or whatever the case is. He's created these over the course of the past decade, and we've gotten to a point now where it's, I don't want to say perfected, but it's pretty close. And we're about to, you know, put this out into the world, and then also give other people the opportunity to, you know, pair their NFTs with this physical piece, and in hopes to like raise the value of other people's collections.
That's really cool. I might have missed that memo that it took that long, which is really cool. I mean, I could totally just see Jumbie as a kid, you know, just hanging out, just doing his thing, you know, just being like, just give me a sec here, just being like, you know, I mean, it's cool. I'm just gonna, you know, do my thing. I'm gonna be awesome. But this new toy that I got for Christmas, I mean, it was all right. But I'm pretty sure that I can kick ass and do way better than that. I mean,
Yes,
do you remember
yes,
those things? Right?
yes.
So that's pretty funny. Sorry, it took me a long time to find that. But but yeah, like explain it a little bit more, because obviously it's way more in depth than that. And so I'll show another video later. You know, about some of the other cool stuff that you guys are doing. But you said, I forget now because it was, you know, a minute ago. You said how many different layers? They're layered on top of one another.
That particular piece is over 1,200 layers.
So what do you mean by layers? How do you layer things on top of one another? Like
So
I'm kind of curious what that looks
in
like.
Photoshop. So basically,
Right?
in Photoshop, you know, you start out with just a blank canvas and layer one, and after almost a year of working, you know, that's 1,200 different layers of art on top of each other. Some of it you can't see unless a certain wavelength of light hits it. So that's even
That's
more like mind blowing.
insane, right?
It's, I don't know how he does it. I don't know
It's
how, I don't want to
totally
know how
insane.
his brain works, but it works well enough to somehow see that and then get it out of his head and put it onto the computer. And you know, putting it in a portal is really what makes the difference, you know, because without the light, you know, affecting the colors, there's so much of the image that you're not really seeing, you know. So what Jumbie started years and years ago, he would walk around with this little color changing flashlight, and he would just hit things with the color changing flashlight and blow people's mind. People are like, wow, I didn't know the poster did that, you know. And it's like, well, yeah, without
Right.
the light, you're not going to see that stuff. So it took him almost a decade to figure out, how do I create artwork where I don't have to carry a flashlight and shine it on the thing, you know?
Yeah, so
So
I was actually, it's funny because when you were telling that story, I was thinking about it and I wanted to ask, like, does it have to be backlit? Which you answered no. And then if you said no, I was going to ask, so like, you guys have this venue down there in Las Vegas that people come to. And you know, I've seen some videos of a couple events that you guys have had down there. And so when you turn off the lights, do the shirts do this? Are there things that are built into these shirts that you can only see when a certain light from the roof is like shining at it? Like, is this that's really cool.
yes, all of the, like, so this one right here, this is the Hunter piece, the Hunter S. Thompson shirt, and you know, as you hit that with color, anything as you hit it with color changing light is gonna, is going to have an effect on it, which is really cool to watch people take a flashlight on their own art and see what, you know, a color changing does to their own art. But now you start to create art with that in mind, you know, you can start making all sorts of stuff. In the Hunter S. Thompson piece that we're releasing today, there's a bunch of quotes hidden throughout the whole image.
Nice.
And as it cycles, those quotes kind of breathe in and then they breathe out. And so, you know, you catch yourself kind of staring at it like, okay, wait for this one to pop. All right, what does that quote say? And like, it's really cool to watch
it's like
all
those
of us.
damn magic eye. Like seriously, is Jumbie like just a big kid? Like
Yes.
he's wearing like he's wearing those 3D glasses, right? He's trying to figure out like looking at those magic eye 3D picture things, you know, with a light bright in there, shining a flashlight in people's eyes. Like it's awesome, actually. Like 100%. I'm making fun, but it's actually brilliant, right? These are all the things I loved when I was a kid. These are all the creative, you know, aspects of my life that like gave me joy when I was younger, right? It was sports as well, but like it's just insane the amount of thought that he's put into this. And I like, yeah, it's amazing. Go ahead, but then I have one more question after. And the woman, the Cambodian woman in the tree, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, sweet, nice. I like it.
This is Jumbie's little corner, and yes, we are all like big giant kids. I think that's the secret. You know, we're trapped in these adult bodies, but we're really like 5-year-olds. You know, and you know, Jumbie's no exception. The rest of us, we're all kind of like that. We have fun with this. But I'm sorry, what was your?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask because it's in the description below. It's also in the article on the site. We added that in after. But for anyone who might be dropping in who hasn't read the description below, what is the significance of Hunter S. Thompson being the first piece of art that goes into a portal? So
today marks the 50th year anniversary in Rolling Stone that a similar piece of art was published, and it was the centerfold piece, and it was, you know, it's a Rolling Stone piece that 50 years later, you know, Jumbie's commemorating it by technologically advancing it into the next generation. So instead of being inside of a magazine as a centerfold, it's now a giant portal with like 10,000 LEDs behind it. So we just kind of upgraded, and you know, it's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Hunter S. Thompson, his gonzo style of journalism. I mean, it's weird. It's kind of how I live out here. I like to take videos and write about the things that we're experiencing and doing. And I kind of, in order to write about it, you have to kind of live it. And that was the whole point of gonzo journalism, was you live the experience and then you write about it, as opposed to like taking notes. No, you just dive in, live it 100% as much as you can, and then you come out of it and then you write about it and then you send it to your editor. And you know, he had a lot of silly quotes, a lot of fun things. You know, like when the world gets weird, the weird turn pro, and that's kind of what's happening right now. Is like the world is getting to be like this weird place, and all of a sudden the weird people are awesome. You know, we're not weird anymore. We're kind of sought after and, you know, looked at as artists. You know, and so the Hunter piece is. It's a big deal. There's going to be a portion of the proceeds donated to the foundation, you know, just to keep the story alive and to keep the lights on there at the foundation. And, you know, it's a really awesome piece that has a lot to do with what we're doing in Las Vegas, and, you know, the psychedelic art scene and all of that is very Hunter S. Thompson. I mean, I think if you've seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, if you've seen the movie, you kind of get an idea of the craziness of that. We're just trying to capture some of that playfulness and put it into the art, because when you put his piece on the portal, as the colors change, it looks like his arm is moving and like swatting at the bats, but there's no movement. It's just the lights, you know, playing. And we're just kind of trying to have some fun with what spectral art can do. And Jumbie was just showing off with this one.
Nice, yeah. And I guess I am at says that one of the collections is out of RAM. So, but yeah, definitely check back because you guys fixed that already. So
Oh wow. Huh.
I think we blew it up, to be honest. But let's put up some gratitudes, and I'm trying to. I can put Daniel Day in a timeout. I can put Morton Matt D in a timeout. I can put I am in a timeout. And I don't want to do any of that to any of those people. But what I want to do is I want to put Quirky into a timeout because A, I don't want to be famous, and B, I don't need to buy followers. So why can't I time out you? God damn it. Anyway, let's go into seriously, stop spamming our channel. This is the second day in a row. Get out of here. We don't need to be famous. We've got, famous people in the making on this show every single day, and that's who we choose to surround ourselves with, not fake advertising giants. We don't need them. If you want to be famous, come and hang out in the Uplift World, and you'll have 1,000 eyes that care, as opposed to 100 million that don't. And I think that's where the importance lies. So yeah, let's go in here and do some gratitudes. The event kicks off, I guess, in a few hours now. It's morning time. I'm not sure exactly how long that would be.
Right here in Vegas, it's 6:45, so we've got about 13 hours until we kick off and the first DJ starts playing.
Sweet. You're a photographer yourself, Mike. You do a lot of photography. You covered that EDC event. Do you have any plans for your own NFTs, or to turn any of these event photographs into NFTs? Do you have any plans for that sort of thing?
I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. I do have some NFTs out there. I have some what I started with to learn how to blend and how to do all that. I had some of my own art that I practiced with. Excuse me. And so they're out there, but I kind of just take it as it comes. And I like to film stuff and make crazy little videos that, jump around and, are really, it's kind of like if Hunter S. Thompson were explaining what he just saw. That's kind of how my filming style is. And maybe we'll NFT some of that in the future. But right now, I'm more concerned about helping my friends. I have some amazing artists that I'm very close to. And so my mission is more to help them, get them, like Jumbie, get him on there, get everyone on the blockchain, get their work out as NFTs. And then, and then I'll worry about mine.
Right. I like it. All right. So which way am I going? We are in neon space territory here, which is a bit south of where you guys are. I think I gotta go north. Let me just check. Oops. Where are we facing? What direction am I facing? South. So I want to face west. No, right, this way. All right. Should be okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is Neon Space. If you haven't heard of them, they do some pretty cool things in here as well. They've been on the show a few times. We're gonna head up here to hopefully Uplifters Tower, which you'll see right here. This is kind of our community area, I guess. Gary's done an amazing job building these out. And shout out to Gary too. I got a new computer. Gary does a lot of amazing things in the Uplift, but Gary helped me out with this Mac so that I was able to take those beautiful shots that you saw on the Boardwalk Exit 81 plot. Had a lot of fun with that one. We're gonna put some gratitudes up here, and we're gonna actually, put them up. Well, I mean, what's going on down here is pretty amazing too. That's kind of our community, our meeting hall. You can go down there and you can see gratitudes from all of these meetings that we've had, plus some more. This is, the walkway with our giant billboards here. If you didn't know, for anyone out there in the audience, the estate sale has moved to the second phase. I think if you go to Nifty Blocks, you can still buy plots over in Genesis, which are over in Gratitude, which are randomized. And I think the first tier are sold out. Let's see.
One of the things we're doing is making a real life gratitude wall for the event.
Yeah,
And,
I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured I'd throw that in there. That's going to be fun. I'm excited to see what because we know what that is, but now we have to explain it to new people coming in and kind of see what it does for them. Because I remember hearing about that, these signs that were popping up in the uplift that people were thankful for this and thankful for that, and it was like, wow, what a great idea, like what a great seed to plant. And so now it's kind of become a thing, here is like we try to find something that we're grateful and thankful for. And a bunch of us are deadheads too, so the Grateful Dead is a moving force in a lot of our lives. So to be grateful and to know that it's an awesome thing. And I can't wait to bring this real life sign into the event and just have people sign it and put a little something of what they're grateful for, and see what we get.
Yeah, and so this is where we've put all of our gratitudes from that bottom, up, going to the top of the server. And like these are ones that are yet to be made. This is made mostly Corey that's been working on this. I put a gratitude monument up one time, but it was only like 3 blocks, and then I don't know. It's just there's one that's like 3 blocks. The rest of it is Corey's, which is pretty funny because like I didn't even finish mine. But he's put a lot of work into this, and we're still quite low. Yeah, those NFTs that the Grateful Dead ones were pretty sweet, actually. Thank you for that, by the way. I was a big fan. And then here it's the one that we're on now. So
Wow.
Let's see. What are you grateful for today? And if
I'm grateful.
I have
Wow.
no permission. Somebody won't let me do that.
You
here.
can't
What?
place that block here.
That's fun. All right. Well, let's do it this way then. That's pretty hilarious. I don't know how I lost my permissions. That's always great. All right. Well, anyway, go again. I'll see if I can find somewhere else that I can put it. What are you grateful for, NFTerraMike? NFTerraMike.
I am definitely grateful for all the amazing people that I get to work with on a daily basis. It never feels like work with them, and I appreciate everything that everyone does. This is a team effort, and I'm totally grateful for the team that I get to be a part of.
You know what? I second that because, my team here as well is amazing, and the amount of teams. I work for Generios as well. Those guys are great. The Uplift is great. Yoshi Drops is great, and the amount of amazing teams that I get to meet, like people like yourselves, that kind of, in a way, they become like broader family. It's just like amazing. So
Yes.
Yeah, we've actually. I think Javier is going to go and. Check out your event live as well, and take part in it. A little bit of Ken Bozak Beetlejuice action here, which is pretty fun. But yeah, it takes a while to render, but it's pretty amazing, some of these builds that are in here. I'm going to shout out a couple of things that I'm doing, that we're doing while we fly around here, if that's okay. So one of the things that we're go follow our Twitter account. I'm collecting images of massive statues because, I like mythology, and I was thinking about the Colossus. And there's so many big statues around. Like there's this guy, I don't know what he is. Like there's Spliffies around, there's Duchies around, there's giant dragons. There's just all these massive statues in Genesis. And basically, I just want to showcase them all on our official blog. And then I'm also these guys are just nuts. I'm also collecting images of kiosks or these new kind of kiosks that went in various worlds. I want to take some pictures and put them up so that people know where they are, where to find them, what types of goods are for sale in Metaverse, in the Uplift with Upliftium, these sorts of things. Because I think it would be good. You guys on your plot, if I had permissions, I would have just put them up over there. But you guys have some plans on your plot. So we kind of saw what was there already. But what are you guys planning next? So you've got the kind of like this kind of tour that you can go down the boat race, but you guys are planning on putting a gallery in there as well, right?
Yes, underneath, we're kind of saving the Upliftium right now to get it all done. I think we have like 1.5 million, so we can get a couple images in there. But it's kind of going to be like the Jumbie room, where we've got some really cool repeatable patterns that we're going to put, repeating wherever we can, and just kind of make this whole room of these different patterns. Like if you see here,
right,
get close, they like some really awesome, just colorful stuff that Jumbie does, and we wrap the couches with it and stuff. So all
And
these crazy patterns we're trying to reproduce in some way, shape, or form inside the Uplift.
And you can lay these top to bottom, left to right, and they just keep going and going and going, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like a giant tapestry in a way, right?
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like them. Sorry about this. I had no idea that I had no builder rights. I probably could have went and just got them, but it sometimes happens. Hey. And maybe I went too far somehow. It didn't render. I missed it. But yeah, I'm excited to see this gallery. Like going back to the beginning of the show again, like I looked at this and like I totally know what it's going to be, what's coming. I don't have any idea, but like just looking at everything I can find about you guys, I just know that this gallery is just going to be absolutely epic. I wonder if I'm even going in the right direction to where I want to go. I might not be. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else that I might just have to put these up later, Mike. Is there anything else that you want to shout out? Because I know like you're super busy. You got to get prepared for this event. I know you're also up super early, so thank you. For getting up early. That's actually my gratitude. I'm grateful for NFTerraMike, taking the time out of potentially one of his busiest days of the year to come here on the Uplifters and meet with us and give us the lowdown of all the amazing things that you're doing to link, the Uplift World metaverses in general to the real world in like a weird Jumbie Art unique kind of way that I don't think anyone could even replicate if they tried. Which would be really, amazing. So I'm already excited to have you come back and give us a rundown of the event, how it went, see some of your images, talk about, how people responded to the real life gratitude wall and all of these other things. Sorry, I'm having trouble doing two things at once here, so I'm gonna remove this because my pet peeve is like when people I don't like not giving people my full attention, and I was trying to give you my full attention by putting that up on the wall, but it was not my full attention, and I apologize for that. Sorry. So we'll just put them up later. But yeah, like I'm really excited and I'm really grateful to have met you, Mike, and I'm really looking forward to someday when I get back stateside to like meeting you and seeing all of this art in person. You gave us a little bit of a walkthrough, on camera, but it's not going to compare. And I mean, the Uplift World is going to be amazing. Whatever you guys do in here is going to be amazing. It's going to be in the what do you call it? The image of what's going on in the real world. But again, I don't think it will compare to the experience that you guys have created with these lights and with these images and with these colors. And obviously everyone knows I love the Uplift and I'm not knocking it, but you guys are in a really unique position to combine the two together. And it's just going to be mind blowing to see how this progresses, how the plot progresses, how the gratitude wall in your place of real world business progresses, how all of these things collide and collude and come together into this new magical era of what I think Jumbie Art's going to become. That's sorry, a little bit of a shill there, but I believe it, actually. I really do. So,
You know, that sounds great to hear someone else say that, because we all believe it too. But sometimes it's like maybe we're our own echo chamber, and we just, so someone from the outside looking in saying the same thing, it feels really good. And I know the team's going to enjoy to rewatch this once I'm going to run through here and like start waking everyone up. And they're going to really enjoy this, to see that someone else can kind of see the potential. And, we're just really trying to help everyone like raise the global consciousness that this new technology is here. It's not going away. And it's better to adopt it early than late, and, have some fun with it. I mean, we've had so much fun over the past week since we did the article and all of that. Like, it's been a buzz here, and we've, everyone's super appreciative, and, gratitude from everybody on the team for, giving us this platform to talk about this, and to invite people to the event, and to come learn and make friends. And who knows what's going to happen. I know we have a lot of plans in the future. We've got the Museum of High Arts coming. She's going to be at the event tonight, and she's bringing glass blowers
Nice.
from all over, and all of their pieces, and we're bringing them into the Uplift, and we're going to have a glass gallery. And so there's a lot of really awesome things happening here in real life that we can't wait to bring into the Uplift. It's really this strange thing. I never would have thought that we'd be doing something like this. And everyone's having so much fun with it that why stop,
Yeah, and I'm totally looking forward to following your journey through the build and the Uplift, and also on the show. So please come back whenever you can. Hit us up. Come back first thing. Give us the rundown of the event, because I really want to know how it went. I really want to see this piece of art that you guys are going to unveil. But I'll wait for it like everyone else. And thanks so much, Mike, and thank you to everyone who's involved with the Jumbie Art team, because it's just great to meet you, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here with us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't know. Let's do the weird, Fear and Loathing. I don't even know if I can do it with one hand on the mouse, but the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas chop.